Sitaram Om Shakti. This is the one and the only Shakti Fridays with Justin D. Anthony. I want to say it's a pleasure and honor to have you locked on as we play all these divine songs and we bring you teachings of Hindu spirituality on this very, very auspicious Friday morning. On today's Shakti Fridays, we'll be focusing our discourse on why the cow is sacred in Hinduism. We will explore and examine the significance of ghee, cow dung, cow urine in the context of Hindu spirituality. So please do me one favor in the first place. Share this thing across your Facebook as we speak today on why the cow is sacred in Hindu spirituality. But in the meantime, I wish to begin by saying pranam and blessings to Wendy Takardine and the entire Takardine family. I want to say pranam and good morning to Pranita Singh. I want to say pranam and good morning to Singh Mera, Oma Pasad. I want to say pranam and good morning to all those watching in Trinidad and Tobago, Guyana, Suriname, the various Caribbean islands. I want to say greetings and pranam to all those watching in the United States of America, Canada, the Mauritius, South Africa, and elsewhere. Wherever you're locking in from, wherever you may be viewing this video from, I want to say may the Divine Mother shower her grace on you and your family. I want to say pranam to Monica Narayan. I also want to extend greetings and say pranam to my Pua, Anita G2. And indeed, let me take this opportunity to say broadly, more generally, blessings to all the devotees of the Sri Ma Kali Durga Mandir, located at 9266 Springfield Boulevard in Queens Village, New York. In particular, extending greetings to Pujari Kabadas G2 and Grandma Rose. I want to say good morning and pranam to Chandra Pasad, Rita Albert. Once again, do me one favor, share this link across your Facebook as we speak today on why the cow is considered to be so sacred in Hindu spirituality. So as we begin our discourse for today, in the world that we live in today, many Hindus knowingly or unknowingly consume beef. They partake in beef. And they make the statement or the claim that there is no issue with eating beef. God will understand. It's okay. They try to come up and devise many arguments on why it is permissible for them to consume beef despite being a Hindu. But let us in this program, and indeed throughout this discourse, explore this question. Can a Hindu consume beef? Should a Hindu consume beef? And let us go throughout this discourse and discuss why the cow is given such a rank in Hindu spirituality to the point at which we say it is not permissible to consume beef or any of its products. So as we begin, Hindu texts describe the cow to being equal to the mother of the universe. Many children, the reason why they grow up to be so strong, healthy, is because they have consumed cow milk, which has provided them with the nutrition necessary to grow up to be able-bodied individuals. So in that sense, the cow and its byproducts, materials that come from the cow, sustain a human being, help them to grow, help them to become. And Hinduism understands this. That is why the cow and its products are considered to be sacred. In fact, the cow is considered to be Agnya. Agnya means something that should not be killed. And for you to have the understanding, the body of the cow contains many different deities. Every portion of a cow's body is believed to contain a certain deity. For example, the tail of the cow under some traditions is believed to contain the presence of Hanuman. That is why in some traditions we see that when a person or a child is afflicted with the evil eye, they take the tail of the cow and they jarry them with it to rid that child or person of that evil eye. So Hanuman is believed to be contained in the tail of the cow, Other deities are considered to be in different parts of the cow as well. So it comes back to a very simple point for you to have the understanding. How can you eat the cow? How can you consume steak and etc.? When the body of the cow contains all these various deities in Hinduism. Killing and consuming cow displays disregard for those deities. The same deities people go to a temple to pray to. The same deities they have in their altar and they pray to. Yet we live in a world today where people are very creative in trying to condone and explain why they're a Hindu and they consume beef, they consume steak. They exhibit such skills that are found in creative writing classes to explain themselves, to try to explain, try to justify themselves. But the truth is, the cow should not be consumed by a Hindu. Any of its byproducts, any of its products and etc., it should not be consumed by a Hindu. When you consume cow, it blights you. It removes the presence of these devis and devatas in your home. In the same way, when you go to a person's house or you go to a place and it is filthy, you scorn it. The same way these deities, these devis look at you if you consume beef. The deities have a scorn of you, in essence. They do not choose to reside in your home or your residence. And in some cases as well, you know, when a Hindu consumes beef, sometimes the image of their body, the image of their face becomes distorted. By consuming that beef, their bodily image, the image of their face and everything becomes in essence messed up. They lose their beauty, they lose their essence. And everything I'm telling you here today isn't just simply make-believe. It is a reality, it is a lived experience of many devotees that consume beef. So let me go back to the point I wish to ultimately make. As a Hindu, do not consume beef or anything which potentially could contain beef. It blights you. It brings about inauspiciousness in respect to you. Those devis and devatas don't reside in your home if you're going to be consuming those things. The image of your face, the image of your body may become distorted as a result of consuming those things as well. In Hindu spirituality, when you have the understanding of Hindu spirituality, it is permissible to consume other items, other meats and etc., from goat to chicken and mutton and etc. Hindus in the old tradition consume mutton. However, strictly speaking, you cannot consume beef or anything that contains beef. That is why, my friends, everywhere you go to eat, every time you're shopping at the grocery store and etc., you need to pay careful attention to the ingredients. What are the ingredients of what I'm about to consume? How has the food that I'm about to eat come into contact with certain things I'm not supposed to eat? I want to say Pranam and good morning to Dal Babulal. I want to say Pranam to Manisha, Annie Morgan, Savitri Lokman, Cindy Sukram. I want to say Pranam and good morning to Doris Diaram, Stephanie and family. In fact, I want to take this opportunity to pause and just take this opportunity to wish Stephanie's daughter a happy belated birthday, wishing her the blessings of the masters and the mothers as well. I want to say Pranam and good morning to Tara Singh, Gayatri Narayan, Kushmalal. I want to extend greetings to Shirley Lochin, Dave Dunpal and Sunita Roy. And if I happen to miss anyone's name or greeting, I do humbly apologize. But I want you to know, I want you to understand that I appreciate you tuning in, sharing, and ultimately being a part of the Shakti Sundays family. So once again, if you just locked on, I want to say Pranam, Vanakkam, and blessings of the Divine Devi to you and your family. This is the one and the only Shakti Fridays with Justin D. Anthony. And I wish to say it is my distinct honor to have you locked on as we play all these divine songs, and indeed we speak today about why the cow is considered to be sacred in Hindu spirituality. As we continue onwards with our discussion for today, cow ghee, curd, urine dug, or the dung of the cow, when mixed together, it is called panchagrava, and it is considered to be sacred. When you mix these elements, these products of the cow together, that is considered to hold the power to remedy, to remove the sins of the individual. In some practices, the cow milk, the curd, the ghee, the urine, the dung is mixed together, and they use it in certain remedies to remedy when an individual has committed a lot of sins in their lives. In fact, did you know Lord Shiva's tree, the bay leaf tree, came about from cow dung? The tree, or the plant of the pink lotus, came about from cow dung. So the cow, in essence, and to put it simply, is something from which all these beautiful things, all these sacred things come from. This will be controversial for me to say. Many people will hear this and be shocked to hear this. But did you know, in Hindu spirituality, cow urine is as sacred as Ganga Jal? Let me repeat that. Under Hindu spirituality, the urine of the cow is considered to be equally as sacred as Ganga Jal. That is why it is used in many remedies, many practices of Hinduism. I'm not speaking about consuming it or anything of that nature. I am speaking about using it in certain types of rituals to bring about a particular outcome. So once again, everything that comes from the cow is sacred. We hold it in such a high regard. As we go along in the program further, we'll speak about how certain elements, how certain products from the cow are used in rituals. Some rituals you are aware of, but you never thought, you never knew they could have been used in such a way. want to say pranam and good morning to Nalini H. Christina Prashad. I additionally want to say pranam and blessings to my sister from Guyana, Shavani Ramprasad. I want to say pranam and good morning to Shani Singh, Devi Singh, Cindy Sukram, Shanta Gobardhan, Seema Katwaru, Simbo Sharon, Singh Mera, Manisha from the Mauritius, Dal Babulal, Kushmalal, Pranita Singh. So let us now examine 3 different products of the cow and how it is used in a particular ritual of Hinduism. First, let us examine one of the uses of cow dung. As we all know, cow dung is considered to be auspicious. In Gujarati, in the Gujarati Hindu marriage ceremony, they burn the cow dung during their rituals. That is why if you go to any of their ceremonies, any of their wedding ceremonies, you will have that distinct smell of cow dung there. It is an essential ingredient in their wedding ceremony, help to bring about certain blessings and everything to the bride and groom. As for the cow urine, they produce something called Google. It's a substance made from the cow urine. And this particular substance is placed into the Hawan Kunan to be burned. Under certain types of Hawan that is performed, they take the urine, specifically the Google, that aromatic substance from that cow urine, and they place it in the Hawan Kun to invoke certain blessings, to gain certain blessings. Thirdly, there is another substance that is taken from the cow called guruchan. It has a saffron color, that orange, a very dark, sometimes light orange color. It's called guruchan. When a cow dies, you go into their gallbladder, you cut it open, and there's certain little blobs of it, and you take it from it. And this guruchan is important in the writing of mantras in Hinduism. What I mean in simple terms is, when an individual needs a guide, a guide or yantra of some sort to be worn or to be placed in their home to deal with a certain issue, they use guruchan to write it, to create it. Some of the guides, some of the yantras specify that only guruchan may be used. So the writing of mantras, the writing of guides and everything, in certain circumstances, guruchan is used. Here is another example of how the cow is so sacred in Hindu spirituality. And for you to have the understanding, when we perform pujas, when we try to do certain rituals and other ceremonies and etc., and when we use ashtagan, which is a paste made up with different materials, such as camphor, it contains camphor, it contains dye, sindoor, and many other elements. Guruchan is also one of the ingredients of the ashtagan. And once again, we use ashtagan, which contains this guruchan, to bless certain items. use it in certain pujas to the divine goddess. I want to say pranam and good morning to Raji Bishnot, Chadaman Sarju from Longninville in Trinidad and Tobago. I want to say pranam and good morning to Kumari Jacob, Sharon Ramrup,
दुर्गा भवानी माँ जय जय अम्बे माँ दुर्गा भवानी माँ जय जय अम्बे माँ काल कपालिनी 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 माँ जय जय अम्बे माँ दुर्गा भवानी माँ जय जय अम्बे माँ दुर्गा भवानी माँ जय जय अम्बे माँ जगत उद्धारिणी 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 माँ जय जय अम्बे माँ दुर्गा भवानी माँ जय जय अम्बे माँ दुर्गा भवानी माँ जय जय अम्बे माँ परम शिवायनी 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 माँ
आओ मेरे अंगना दुर्गा भवानी आओ मेरे अंगना दुर्गा भवानी आओ मेरे अंगना दुर्गा भवानी दुर्गा भवानी माँ दुर्गा भवानी दुर्गा भवानी माँ दुर्गा भवानी आओ मेरे अंगना दुर्गा भवानी आओ मेरे अंगना दुर्गा भवानी धूप जलाऊंगी दीप सजाऊंगी धूप जलाऊंगी दीप सजाऊंगी और सतरंगी चुनरी उड़ाऊंगी और सतरंगी चुनरी उड़ाऊंगी आओ पधारूंगी माँ ओ माँ आओ पधारूंगी मैया लाके गंगा जी से पानी आओ मेरे अंगना दुर्गा भवानी आओ मेरे अंगना दुर्गा भवानी लौंग इलायची का बेड़ा खिलाऊंगी लौंग इलायची का बेड़ा खिलाऊंगी मैया तुम्बे चबदर दुलाऊंगी मैया तुम्बे चबदर दुलाऊंगी तुमको रिझाऊंगी माँ ओ माँ तुमको रिझाऊंगी मैया मोरी हो जग कल्याणी आओ मेरे अंगना दुर्गा भवानी आओ मेरे
Amma Maya Magamai Amma Mani Manti
I want to say pranam and good morning to Devi Ram. Additionally, I want to say greetings and pranam to Sylvie Rupran.
Maya
I
Nalo
want to pause and just say the Sri Mahakali Durga Mandir located at 9266 Springfield Boulevard in from March 27th, every night from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Come out and receive the blessings of the Divine Devi. Indeed. On March 28th, they'll be having Kalbairo Puja on
Oh, Magamaye.
at 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. They cordially invite you there as well. So once again, the Sri Ma Kali Durga Mandir would like to extend an invite to all devotees to join them from March 19th to March 28th, every night from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Come out and receive the blessings and the darshan of the divine goddess. For more information on Navratri celebrations at the Sri Ma Kali Durga Mandir, kindly contact Pujari Kabardas G2 at 917-929-7150. That's Pujari Kabardas G2 at 917-929-7150 for more information. When the devotee is in danger, whether that is bodily danger or danger in terms of this.
हनुमान बोलो जय हनुमान जय हनुमान बोलो जय हनुमान जय हनुमान
I want to say pranam and good morning to
जय
Nandi Singh and family. I want to say pranam to Sunita Kolas. So before I go, into today's story. Do you know why ghee has become the substance we use in diyas? Of all the things that we can use to fill a diya, for example, mustard oil and etc., why did ghee come to dominate in that sort of realm? Well, a long time ago, the rishis and the munis, they were looking into what substance should they use to keep a diya lit. They tried many other substances, but ultimately speaking, they selected ghee. And ghee from that point in time would become one of the staples. As you look around in Hinduism today, everybody uses ghee. But what are the two reasons why ghee became so widely used today? Why did the rishis and the munis select ghee when they could have selected so many other substances? You know, mustard oil has certain astrological benefits, but they didn't choose mustard oil. They chose ghee instead. The rishis and the munis, they found that when they burned other substances, the smoke that emanated caused irritations in the eyes of devotees. And when you're sitting down to do your prayers or you're engaged in worship, you do not want anything that will irritate you, to cause you to lose focus. When you burn ghee, it doesn't cause that irritation to your eyes as some other substances may. That is one of the reasons why the rishis and the munis ultimately had put forward ghee to be used in diyas. But there is another reason as well. When you burn ghee, it purifies the atmosphere. This is what the rishis and the munis found. So to come up to today's story, you know, every program that I do, I like to share a little story that can help to enlighten us about Hindu spirituality, or perhaps to rethink our approach of life itself. And today is no different. Today's story is a short story, but a one with a profound message. You know, back in Guyana, there was a temple that did Kali Puja one year. They had their Kali Puja, or as we call it, their big puja one year. And as they're going through the village with their procession, you know, all the manifestations, all the devotees and everybody, you know, they have their little procession going through the village. They're doing their puja. But something happens. They're walking uninterrupted one moment, but a large white cow stops them in their tracks. Every single move they make, they try to go around the cow. The cow goes in front of them and stops them. They try to go the other direction. The cow stops them again. The cow will not permit them to continue. So they are thinking to themselves, this is not any ordinary sign. This is, of course, a divine sign, or in fact, a warning. So everyone's standing there. They can't move. They can't continue with their procession. They can't continue throughout the village because this cow has stopped them, and this cow won't permit them to go on. So they're thinking now, what can they do? What should they do? Eventually they realized that they had to carry out a prayer for Lord Krishna. They had to do a little ritual for Lord Krishna. And they didn't do it. The person who was supposed to do it did not carry out the ritual. And as such, Lord Krishna has manifested as this cow and put this puja to a halt until his ritual, an essential component, is carried out. So they do the little ritual. They stop right there where the cow has stopped them, and they carry out that ritual for Lord Krishna. They arti, and they beg to Lord Krishna to forgive them. The cow moves out of their way and they're allowed to continue their puja. But what is the lesson of this story? What is the lesson of the story we can draw? We can draw quite a simple yet profound lesson from this story. We might be devotees of Lord Shiva, we might be devotees of the Divine Mother. But as it relates to your puja and everything, when it requires Lord Krishna to be worshipped, that worship should and must be carried out. The broader lesson I want to leave with you is, for every puja, for every ceremony, for everything that we do in Hinduism, there are certain steps, there are certain ingredients, there are certain rules that have to be followed. Otherwise, we do not gain the fruits of that puja. Every aspect of it that is required, from your fasting, from what you can consume and everything, plays an important role. Everything, all these different steps, all these rituals, all these different things to prepare, they play an important role in the ritual you're doing, your ceremony, or whatever you're doing in Hinduism. They all have to line up, they all have to match up. When you don't fulfill your obligations as required, you don't gain the fruits, and in fact you can gain blockages and negative consequences as a result. In this example that I've given you here today, they didn't do the worship for Lord Krishna, and their whole puja came to a halt. Not a single person could continue that puja. So take this as a lesson. When you're doing puja, when you're doing everything in life, when it relates to Hindu spirituality, make an attempt to carry out the full, complete ritual. In the same sense, in the same way, when a person has a wedding, when people have a wedding, they take great strides to do the best, to do everything they can for that wedding to be a success. When it comes to your puja, when it comes to your ritual or whatever you're practicing in Hinduism, You have to take that same approach. I want everything to be perfect. I want everything to be complete. I want everything to be as it should be and nothing less. And this is the lesson I want you to draw today. You know, I want to come back and say that. You know, when it comes back and relates to this whole aspect of eating beef as a Hindu, when you consume beef, when your body is contaminated with beef and all that sort of stuff, your pujas, your ceremonies, your jandis, every act you carry out as a Hindu for Hindu rituals and everything, it is tainted. You're lacking that one ingredient of cleanliness and purity. Maybe one of the reasons why you're not getting benefits in your worship and your puja is because of what you're consuming that contains beef. That is in essence a block to gaining the blessings of the divine. So take these lessons, my friends, take them in mind. With the next bhajan in mind, my friends, I'll be taking my leave. Sitaram Om Shakti. This has been another edition of Shakti's Fridays with Justin D. Anthony. It has been a pleasure and honor to bring you this program today. Until we meet again on Sunday morning at 9:30. Have a blessed and have a safe weekend. On Sunday morning at 9:30, we'll be speaking about Hawan in Hinduism. Because, you know, with the upcoming Navratri, everybody performs Hawan. But there are more intricacies. There are more things you need to understand about Hawan. Some people believe, some people are out with the understanding. For their entire worship, they can just do Hawan, Hawan, Hawan. But as we will discuss on Sunday morning, when it comes to your sadhana, that is your personal worship, just doing Hawan alone is not advisable. Hawan alone is not advisable. And when it comes to Hawan, you have to tread carefully. Because when a Hawan is not performed correctly and properly, sometimes bad things can happen. This is not to scare you, but this is for you as a devotee and as an individual to have a thorough understanding of Hawan. Everybody performs the Hawan, everybody sits down for the Hawan, everyone engages in it. But understand it in totality. Understand how it comes into your sadhana, your personal worship. And understand the risks so that you can protect yourself and carry out that Hawan properly. That's what we'll be discussing on Sunday morning. So I hope to see you Sunday morning, 9:30 a.m. to 11 a.m. for Shakti Sundays. In the meantime, my friends, I wish to conclude by saying that I love each and every one of you. The next few bhajans in mine, I am taking my leave. Have a blessed and have a safe weekend ahead.
जय अम्बे माँ, जय दुर्गा माँ, जय काली महा कंकाली भद्रकाली कपालिनी माँ. Glory to you, O Ambe Ma. Glory to you, Durga Ma. Glory to you, Mother Kali, Mahakali, Bhadrakali, Kapalini Ma. You are Adi Bhavani, you are Sur Kalyani, you are Shivarani Vidhata, you are Tribhuvan Data. Glory to you, Bandi Maya, O Jagajanani Ma. You are Lakshmi, Saraswati, Bandi, Parameshwari. You are all Devis known as Adi Bhavani. O Bhavani, have mercy upon me. Please destroy all my problems and misery. Give me knowledge, wisdom, to know thee more and more, so I could be thy humble servant. Glory to you, O Mother Durga. have mercy upon me, have mercy upon me, have mercy upon me. जय अम्बे माँ, जय दुर्गा माँ, जय काली महाकंकाली भद्रकाली कपालिनी माँ। जय अम्बे माँ, जय दुर्गा माँ, जय काली महाकंकाली भद्रकाली कपालिनी माँ। जय अम्बे माँ। जय जय आदि भवानी, जय जय सुर कल्याणी, जय शिवरानी विधाता, जय जय त्रिभुवन दाता। जय जय बंदी मैया, जय जय जननी मैया। जय अम्बे माँ, जय दुर्गा माँ, जय काली महाकंकाली भद्रकाली कपालिनी माँ। जय अम्बे माँ।
This is my final bhajan for today, in glorification of Chamunde Devi, the orange-skinned goddess. I'll see all of you Sunday morning from 9:30 a.m. to 11 a.m. for Shakti Sundays. In the meantime, I'm saying goodbye with his final bhajan dedicated to the divine Devi Chamunde.